Welcome back to the Immigration Answers Show. I am your host, James Oliver Hacking III. I hope you all are doing well. It's Sunday, 3 p.m. Central on the 6th of February. Just a reminder, we will not be on tomorrow, Monday, as I will be traveling, but we'll be back on at our normal time with Daniel, hopefully at noon Central on Tuesday. Hope you all are doing well. Looks like we already have some people in the waiting room. That's going to make for a good show. The more people we have in the waiting room, the more people we can talk to, the better the show. People seem to like this show. I'm excited to be with all of you, and I'm excited to be answering your questions. I feel like we've made a lot of good progress this year, made a lot of connections, and helped a lot of people. And I sort of plan to keep on doing that. So without further ado, let's talk to Pranav. Hi, Pranav.
Hey, Jim.
How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm a great big fan of the show.
Thanks for watching.
So I'll give you my scenario real quick. It might sound like a law school scenario, but it's my life.
Okay.
So I'm here on an F1 and I'm doing a master's degree, and I have 1 semester left to finish my degree. And I get to either do it in the summer or the fall. But here's the complication. The company I work for part time is going to file my H1B in the coming March.
Mm-hmm.
Now the question is that if I do get selected and everything gets processed on 1st October, I'm on H1B. So scenario one, if I actually do it in the fall, so my status changes in the middle of classes. So can I keep going to school and work on the H1B?
Is the employer relying on the degree that you're working towards as part of the job qualifications for the
Now I
job?
have a bachelor's as well in the same field, so that's good enough.
So it's just good. Okay. So the question is, if you stay in school enrolled through the fall and then you get selected and you quit in October to go start your new job, is
And I
that
want to still keep running on to school and finish my degree, but can I do both?
so then the question is, can someone on an H-1B go to school?
Yeah,
As,
part
as long,
time.
yeah, as long as it's okay with, that's funny, man, Pranav, no one's ever asked me that question before. Um, there's no prohibition on an H-1B holder that I know of for taking classes or working towards a degree. So I think you'd be fine.
Okay, the second scenario is if I actually do it in the summer, so I
Hmm.
finish in August. So can I use my 60-day grace period to just wait out September and start in October?
Actually, there's a doctrine that says that if you get selected, it bridges your F1 all the way to October 1st. So if you get selected, you don't even need to worry about the 60 days.
Okay, that was my question. Also, since I've not applied for OPT at the master's level, I can use it in the future as well under these two scenarios.
You mean if you don't get picked in the H-1B
If
lottery?
I do get picked in the H1B, then I have no reason to apply for OPT.
Yeah.
So I can use it in the future as well.
You mean
If
like
with a new master's degree.
if you
If
got
I ever
another
need to,
master's? Yeah.
yeah, if I ever move to like do an MBA of some sort, I can.
Yeah, as long as you've never used it at that level, you could get it the next time.
Okay, yeah. Those are my questions. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Pranav. Good luck, buddy. Congratulations. All right, let's talk to Man. Hi, Man.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How you doing?
Doing perfect. Thank you so much.
Sure, buddy.
Actually, I would like to ask you a question about my last interview. Maybe in your other show, I talked to you about getting an interview in
Yeah.
Ankara. Yeah, actually, I've done my interview. I thought everything is fine. I'm doing well. At the end of the interview, the officer gives me something called administrative processing to go through, and
Yep.
she told me that we need to fill up a D5535, I believe,
Yep.
form, which is about the last 15 years of my life.
Right.
I'm struggling to fill it up within 20 days, actually. But my
Mhm.
question is that normal? This is the first question.
Well, the DS5535 is a bunch of bullshit. It's just a way to slow people's cases down. It's something
Oh,
that came about right at the beginning of the Trump team, and it's just a glorified way of administrative processing. It's just a delay. I mean, they don't need all that stuff. They have all that stuff. But like you said, play the game, get it to them. It's in my mind, it's just a delay tactic.
ah, so I'm fine because I
Yeah,
wasn't.
you're fine. Yeah, yeah, nothing to worry about. Nothing. They're not singling you out. I mean, I think Ankara probably just has that as part of their playbook. When someone gets really close, if we want to, we just give them DS5535 and delay it a couple more months.
I was shocked. I read about it online too much. I was like, I asked the officer how long it will take. She told me 60 days to no one knows. Unpredictable.
Yep.
Is that correct?
Yep. Yeah.
Oh.
You don't ever want to go to administrative processing. I mean, if you've watched this show at all, people call all the time because their spouse is stuck overseas waiting on administrative processing. Administrative processing sucks.
So anything we can do about it?
No,
Nothing.
I mean, you could sue them later, but I mean, I'd give it a couple months to work itself out. I'd get them the answers to the DS5535 as fast as I can, and then I'd go from there.
Oh yeah, okay. Then maybe I'll call you later if I needed to.
I hope you don't need to.
Thank you. Me as well. I hope to meet you in person. Thank
That'd be
you.
great.
Take
See
care,
you, brother. Bye, Mon.
Bye.
Yep. All right. That was our friend Mon. Let's talk to Roland. Hey, Roland.
Hello. Hi, Jay.
How you doing, buddy?
Wow, finally, every day I've been waiting in the waiting room. Well, I keep on, missing it. First of all, I want to say, I really appreciate your good effort, your good job, trying to the community, most especially the African community. I got a question, one for a friend first. He came here on an asylum, and then I mean, he got married first, and it was denied. And he didn't file it properly. I think he just filed the I-45. He didn't file the I-130 first, so he got denied. So he got divorced from that marriage, and he married another person like 5 years ago. But now, he filed the I-130, which was approved. Then the lawyer got, they filed the I-145 after the I-130. The lawyer got and said they couldn't find where he filed it to, if it was in Nebraska or in Texas. So now it's like he's asking you to file it I-145 again. I-145 again. So the guy just been worried like, man, I already paid you for this, and the judge already approved the I-130. So he doesn't know what he want to do.
So this person entered the United States on what kind of a visa?
He came through Mexico.
Okay.
Through the East Andres and San Diego.
From what country is he from?
From Nigeria.
So a guy from Nigeria comes to the United States, gets caught at the border, applies for asylum, and is in detention for a while. Then they let him go and give him a court date. Then he marries a U.S. citizen, and the person files the I-130, but not the 485.
Yes.
Yeah, they had to do that. So did that I-130 get approved?
It's been approved.
Okay, and then what's the question?
If he already after he got approved, he approved. The I-130 was approved like about a year ago. Then he filed for the I-145.
In court, or did they terminate proceedings? What did they do in court?
No, it wasn't in court. I think the lawyer filed it for him.
Well, that was a mistake then.
So now the lawyer said they want to do a background check, which was like a month ago. So, but on his asylum, he was still waiting for a hearing date, a court date, which was postponed for over 9 years now.
Yeah.
9 years.
Very,
very good friend. Yeah, for 9 years. So I'm still coming back to that was for my friend, which is really worried about right now. So I don't know if I should ask him to give you guys a call.
We don't do immigration court, but if he's married and he has an approved I-130, we know what to do as far as there's a way to get proceedings terminated as long as his asylum case wasn't fake. We could help him, sure.
Okay, because he was worried, like, because at the time he got a DUI, which it was dismissed, but he was worried, like, because they said they want to do a background check, and the background check is not coming.
Sounds like a complicated case, Roland.
Yeah. So unlike me, I have a similar case too. I came into the country through East Andres in California in 2013. So I moved my motion to Texas. But since then, I've been waiting on court dates for God knows how long, forever.
That's a good thing. Why do you want a court date?
Yeah, because I don't know my fate. I need to know my fate at that time, No, but that was then. But I got married in 2014, which I got divorced, but I never filed for anything, So I never did anything. But after about 5 years, like sometime last year, I just got married in August. Where I did my wedding. So since I got married in court before the ceremony. Due to COVID and other things, so we couldn't have a wedding, but we did a wedding in court, which I already filed I-130 after about 6 months after the wedding.
Mm-hmm.
So, but now I try to track it online. For the past 5 months, I said the application had been received, but it's been there like that. I never see anything coming up.
I-130s take a year and a half now, so that's not a surprise.
Oh yeah, but when I check it online in Nebraska Service Center, it's like 4 to 7 months.
That's BS. It's almost a year, and I say this with all respect that USCIS looks at cases like yours and your friends as people who are desperate to do anything to stay in the United States, and they will file an asylum case. They will marry someone. They will marry someone else. They will keep doing whatever they can to stay in the United States. And it just when somebody has these many things going on, it makes all of them look weak. I say this all the time, that when you're talking about immigration, you want to use a laser, not a shotgun. A laser, not a shotgun. And I read this article, and this is definitely an overgeneralization, but I read an article about 2 years ago about entrepreneurs, guys that start businesses from Nigeria. Yeah. And there was a quote in there from a Nigerian American entrepreneur, and he said something like, people in America don't understand Nigerian men. Nigerian men, if you tell them that the front door is locked, they'll try the back door. If the back door is locked, they'll try a window. If the window is locked, they'll go down the chimney. Like they're relentless, and they just keep going until they get what they want. And I think immigration feels that way too. I mean, Nigeria is #1 list on their shit list right now for fraud cases, for extra scrutiny, for asylum fraud, marriage fraud, all of it, divorce fraud. So I think you and your friend both have a really, really hard road ahead of you.
And the second question is on the I used to renew my work authorization when I first came in. I renewed it after 180. I mean, I applied for it after 180 days with my I-94. Because they give me I-94 parole there from California, so I have to renew it every year. Sure. So for like 2 years, after 2 years, I couldn't renew it. I have to go to. They asked when I go to US on the North Point in Houston. They asked me to go to ICE again. I went to ICE. I said they're not going to do it for me. So a friend of mine that we asked the same situation together, he said he went to San Antonio. So I went to San Antonio. They told me like, oh, they can't do it. I have to come back to Houston. But
yeah, you gotta go where they tell you for that.
Yeah, so I said, man, I just came from Houston. They say, so he said, okay, you look at my A number. I said I should go meet my deposition officer. I said I don't even know the deposition. So he not give me the name. So when I get there, I should ask of the person. So when I went there, I asked of my deposition officer. So he said, what do I want? I said, this is it. So he now extended it for me. So that was why I renewed my driver's license. I mean, my work permit. So the first time before then, I applied for my work permit. They say I only have a month for my I-94 to expire. So they need other document, which I don't have. So that was when for a year, I don't have work permit. So after I came, I applied for work permit. I already paid about $400 something. So they asked me that one is expired. I have to pay another one. I was like, man. So if I apply for another one, by this time, the I-94 was already 6 months. So I was like, well, there's nothing I can do. So I have to put it there. I've not been working with it anyway. I'm self-employed.
So hold on, Roland, what's the question, brother? This is a long story. Just tell me the question.
Yeah, the question is nice. Somebody been on asylum for 9 years. I mean, why is it taking so long?
Because I'm sure there's lots of reasons. COVID, and your lawyers probably asked for extensions. I'm sure there's lots of things going on. Why do you want a court? If you don't want a court date. I still don't think you want a court date. I think you should just keep doing your thing.
Yeah, they just gave me a court date now in March. It was 2 years ago. They moved it to last year. Now they move it again to March.
And they'll probably move it again.
Oh, wow.
I mean, they're setting cases now for 2025, 2026. And for the non-detained cases, which yours is, they're just, postponing them again. I'm going to let you go, Roland. Good luck, buddy.
All right, thank you.
See ya. All right, let's talk to Sam. Hi, Sam.
Hey, Jim. How are you doing?
Good, bud. How you doing?
Not too bad. Thank you for taking my call again. I just had one quick question. I've been doing some research over the weekend. I don't know if you remember my call from 2 days ago.
I remember your face, but I don't remember the call.
Okay, I'm the master's from the UK and trying to come and join a startup.
Oh, yeah, startup. Yeah.
Yeah, so my company has spoken with an immigration lawyer based in California.
Yeah.
And one route they've suggested is possibly a J1 visa. I wanted to get your thoughts on that because I don't see how that's going to work. It seems like it's trying to line their pockets more than actually get me over there. I'm not sure if that's the right route.
J1s are they're ultimately an education visa, right? So you could be coming for a program to educate yourself, not working towards a degree, but usually with a J1, you're either one of two roles. One is like hospitality, working in a hotel, and the other is for au pairs who want to work as nannies. And then there's doctors that come on J1s as well. I've never heard of someone in the business context coming on a J1. Now, one thing you might think about, and let me give you a name real quick. My friend James Hollis, Hollis, he's in Tennessee, in Memphis and Nashville. He does a lot of O1s, and that's for people. Now that's for artists. But he's a smart fellow. He might have an idea or two for you. But I think he still might be hamstrung by they don't have the same requirements for salary guarantees, but you're still going to have a hard time, I think, showing that your company can afford to pay for you whatever salary you get.
Okay.
Yeah, but give James a call. Tell him you were on my show and that I asked you to give him a call. He might have something better, and I'll shoot him a text.
Oh, that's brilliant. Thank you, Jim.
All right, Sam. Good luck, buddy.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yep. Bye. All right. That was our friend Sam. Back for more. Hi, Lasib.
Hi. How are you, Jim? How are you doing?
I'm good, but man. I really like your shirt.
Oh, thank you very much.
That's pretty sweet.
Sorry.
It's a pretty sweet shirt. I like it a lot.
And that's very nice of you.
What's up?
And I'm currently in the United States on a B1, B2 visa. And my wife wasn't feeling well, so I applied B1, B2 to look after her. She's impaired and cannot drive these days. All this happened because she filed our I-130 on my behalf 2018 April, and it got approved in April 2020. And we are still waiting for the interview to come. And she had to travel back and forth, definitely to see me back in Pakistan.
Is she a U.S. citizen?
She is on her LPR, but she has applied for her citizenship, and she got her biometrics done a couple of months ago, and waiting for the interview.
Where will she have her interview? Did you say Chicago?
Chicago, yeah.
So let me just run a hypothetical past you. Not saying that this is what you should do, but this is something that could conceivably happen. Let's just say when you get close to your 6 months, if you were to apply for an extension, given your wife's medical condition, and that's just sort of dragging on, that might carry you all the way to her getting her citizenship. As she gets her citizenship, then you could take that I-130 that you have and apply for a green card and just stay here, not consular process, which is always good. I mean, I'm frankly shocked that they gave you a visit visa. I tell people all the time, and I have many videos on it, don't apply for a visit visa when someone filed an I-130 for you, but you got it. So I assume they knew that you were married to a green card holder.
Okay, my wife was a green card holder when I applied the visa. Actually, she wasn't well. She was hospitalized, and her doctor gave us the letter that she cannot drive, so I have to take care of her.
That's great.
So
If you
I
had
got
called
the
me,
visa.
if you
I'll
had called me from Pakistan and said my wife is in the hospital and I'm going to apply for a visit visa, I would have said, Lasib, go ahead, but don't get your hopes up. Don't hold your breath. And I would have been wrong. So I'm always happy to admit when I'm wrong. I'm always happy to see when things work out for people. And you should consider yourself very lucky. So if I were you, I would do what I can to try to stay here. Now, some people would say that because you're currently in status, that you could go ahead and apply right now for the 485, but that makes me nervous because you're not married to a U.S. citizen. Now, it might take longer and she might become a citizen by then, but I would feel more comfortable filing for, and usually I say don't ever file an extension. It's a waste of time. But if that gets you another 6 months or longer, and then she gets her citizenship, then you're golden and you just do it all right here. You don't go back.
Okay. So should I still wait to get my appointment back in Pakistan, and I have to travel back before 6 months? The visa section officer
No.
back in.
I'm saying file at an I-589 right here in the States and ask
Okay.
to extend your B1, B2 for another 6 months.
Okay. All right.
My goal is Lasib is one lucky guy. He got admitted into the United States on a B1, B2 from Pakistan.
Yeah, Pakistan.
From Pakistan when he had an approved I-130. So
Okay.
if I get to wave my magic wand, I do everything to keep you here with your wife all the way until you have your green card. That's my goal.
Okay, actually, I'm working within the United States. Even if I am back in Pakistan, I'm doing import business, and I get stuff from United States. I buy containers of compressor and motor scraps, and I'm working on a very smart and handsome level.
Okay, that's good. What does that have to do with anything? I don't care. That's fine with me.
I think that was the reason that they have checked it.
I got you. Yeah. So
Okay,
I would just get updated medical for her and say, look, she's still having problems and it's still going to be easier for me and for us. I can stay here and take care of her if I can get another 6 months.
Okay.
And then I would say, if she hasn't gotten her citizenship by then we have to think about whether for you to go back or not.
All right. One of my friends living in Atlanta has given me your contact to talk to you about mandamus. So I thought, why don't I join you on the YouTube channel?
No mandamus, but I'm glad you came on the show. And if we can help with your adjustment, just let me know.
Sure. Thank you, Jim. Have a very nice day.
Yeah. I hope your wife feels better. Bye, buddy.
Thank you. Nice.
All right. What a nice guy. All right, so I'm going to throw some comments up on the screen. Our friend Rocio is asking, I have a history question. How was USCIS prior to 9/11? Prior to 9/11, there was no such thing as USCIS. It was the INS. So after 9/11, they created the Department of Homeland Security, and they split INS into USCIS and ICE. So in theory, USCIS is like the nicer, kinder part of immigration where they're giving out benefits in conjunction with the State Department. And then the ICE is the enforcement agency, Immigration Customs Enforcement. They're the ones trying to kick people out. How were they before 9/11? Well, sometimes I have fun. I get to see really old files and really old cases. So I wasn't an immigration lawyer prior to 9/11, but I've seen a lot of files from back then. And I laugh because like the I-130 petition, which is now like 9 pages, was 2. And the I-485 for the green card, which is now, Rocio, like 20 pages long, it was 4. It was even 4 when I was an immigration lawyer in 2007. So things have gotten a lot more complicated. They've baked in a lot more headaches and bureaucracy and delays. So that's all I have to say about that. Mariana, always giving the love. Glad you're here, Mariana. Thanks for watching. Neon saying salam alaikum from South Africa. We appreciate that. Sheldon's here. Hello, Sheldon. Good to see you. And then Mr. Banda is still waiting for me to come to Chicago so we can have dinner. I don't know. It's too cold to go to Chicago these days, probably in the summer. My son is thinking about going to college up there, so I'll let you know. All right, so Sally has an asylum case pending for 5 years and needs our help. Call the office, Sally. Let me put it in the comments. Office 314-961-8200. Call them up and we can file a lawsuit. 5 years, 6 years is way too long. All right, and then let's see. Thomas is wondering if I'm doing a show on Super Bowl Sunday. There's our boy Thomas down in Arizona. Hope you're doing well, Thomas. No, I will be traveling back to St. Louis all day on Super Bowl Sunday. I'll probably be watching the Super Bowl on a plane, so it won't make for a very fun Super Bowl, but I'm going to have a great trip before then. Let's talk to Mirage. Hi, Mirage.
Hey, sir. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you for arranging this in the weekend, and hope we have got the good news that after 6 years and 3 years of processing, finally.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
Thank
great. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. So, sir, I mean, I have a questions like when I'll get my green card, what would be the next step and procedures? Like, do I need to change my SSN or removing the restricted SSN? Could you please?
Yeah, I'll defer to everybody else on that. But yeah, once you get your green card, you can apply for a new Social Security card. I just don't know. People in the comments will have some advice about that, about the logistics of that. I just don't ever get involved in it. But I do think that's when most people do it, and it's just a matter of how busy your Social Security office is. So sometimes that can be pretty tricky to get them to pay attention, but hopefully it'll go smoothly.
And the approval notice, I mean, which I got to see yesterday, it was, I mean, in USCIS, I've always written my apartment number is B for boy. But yesterday when I got to see the notice, they write down apartment number 2. So I'm a little bit worried that whether USPS can deliver it in the correct address, but the street number, holding number, and zip code, everything is okay.
I think we'll be fine. I think that I saw your note about that. I'll ask the team to let the U.S. attorney make sure that they let USCIS know about that, but we'll just have to go from there.
Okay. And the thing is, like, for example, if I saw that in internet that I might need to get my passport stamped after getting my green card. Is it no?
No.
Okay. That's not mandatory.
Nope.
Okay. And the other, like, I also saw the instructions that I have to carry my green card all the time. It is like every time whenever I go out, or
I wouldn't do that either. I would put it someplace safe in your house, and I'd have a copy of it in my wallet. If you travel outside the country, I'd bring it with you. But I think carrying it around day to day, after what I've seen with people losing it, I would say that's a good idea.
Yeah, that's what I was asking. And other thing I found out in internet that after getting the green card, is it mandatory that I need to register in armed forces or any kind of things, or that is after getting the passport?
How old are you?
I'm 34.
Yeah, it's only up to 26 that you have to register for selective service.
Okay, so I don't have to do it?
Okay. I don't even think you can.
Okay, and my last question is, I mean,
real quick, TG's calling me out saying it says to carry the green card all the time by law. Yeah, I know, TG. I know that's what it says.
Okay.
I just think it's a bad idea, and I wouldn't do it.
Okay, and the last question is, like, yesterday I got a traffic ticket. It's the first time in my life.
Oh, that sucks. Yeah.
So will it be a problem in the future, or I mean, anything?
Try not to get any more before you apply for citizenship. Just one ticket. I mean, make sure you take care of it. Try to get it amended to something if you can, but I wouldn't worry about it.
Oh, okay, sure, sir. So that was all my question, and thank you for your valuable time. Thank you for your help.
Good seeing you. Yeah.
Thanks.
Oh, look who's here. Uh-oh. It's our old pal Corey. Hi, Corey. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, Jim. How are you?
Good to see you, buddy. Good. I was talking about you on the show the other day. There was somebody who was trying to bring his wife here from Colombia, and he was wondering about how long. And I thought for you, start to finish, it was 2 years, wasn't it?
Yeah, just under 2 years.
Yeah.
And that's with steady progress.
Yeah. That was
Yeah.
steady progress. You did have steady progress, and that was, I would say too, I would agree with you. That's the embassy sort of treating you fairly and like a normal person.
Yeah. So now that my wife is here, during the application process, I said, please supply her with the social security number because it was an option.
Yeah.
I've yet to receive a social security number for her, and I have yet to receive a green card. When should I pursue a social security number for her on my own if I don't get a social security number first?
I'd wait for the green card and then 2 months for Social Security,
All right.
based on what I'm hearing.
All right. How long, what's a reasonable expectation for a green card to come in the mail?
2 to 4 months.
Okay. All
I mean,
right.
I've seen it 10 days. I've seen it 10 days. When did she came in December, right? Right before Christmas?
December 20th.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So I would say I'd give him at least until the middle of March before I start bugging him.
Okay. Next question.
Yeah.
Once she has a green card, is she allowed to travel back and forth to Colombia at will?
Yeah. Yeah, she
Okay.
just shouldn't have any trips for more than 6 months.
Okay. All right.
And remember for citizenship, if she wants to apply for citizenship, then in the next 3 years, she's going to need to spend at least a year and a half plus 1 day in the United States.
Straight on, solid.
Not solid, just total. So we'll have to add up the days.
Okay.
So they'll say
Okay.
if she applies, let's say her green card start date is January 1st, 2022. So then 3 years out, if she applies, then they'll look back 3 years and they'll count up you'll have to count up the days, and then they'll say, does that equal, a year and a half?
Okay. All right. I understand. Okay. Well, that's it. I'll give it till mid-March, and
Yeah, let me know when you get it, just because I like to keep a pulse on that. When
All
like
right.
the turnaround time. You paid the Ellis fee and everything, right?
Oh yeah, I've paid
Okay.
everything.
Good.
Yeah. As soon as I get the green card, I will call you back and I will let you
Okay.
know and tell you how many days it was.
All right, good to see you, buddy.
All right, man. You too.
See you,
Thanks,
man.
Jim.
Peace. You got it. Yep. Oh, look, our buddy Housy's on the show. Housy's causing trouble, giving me grief about the Jets, as usual. The Jets will be in the Super Bowl one of these days, and then old Housy's gonna really hear it from me. It might be years from now, but one day, if the Bungles, can get into the Super Bowl, there's hope for the Jets as well. Housy also says, between Corey and Gus, 2 great stories. I agree. Happy for both of them, and happy to have you with us, Housy, as always. All right, let's talk to our friend Sandra. Hi, Sandra. How are
Hey,
you?
Jim. Good. How are you?
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you. I just have a question. I got a notice from the National Visa Center saying that my affidavit of support expired. I never heard of that.
Is this a fiance case or a spouse case?
Spouse.
Expired.
So it says
Does it mean you used an old form, or they're saying the one that you had on file took so long that now it's expired? Do you know the difference of what I'm saying? Like sometimes
Yes.
people use an old form. Are they saying you use an old form, or are they saying that it expired because it's still?
I think they're saying it's an old form, but it said it expired 10/31 of 21. And I submitted my case back in 8/20 of 20.
That's some BS, man.
I know. I'm like, what? And they approved my taxes, but they still have the 864 before they document qualify me.
Have you reached out to them at all?
No, I didn't.
They're so stupid. Hold on a second. Let me check something real quick.
Okay. I just think they're giving us the runaround.
What country is your spouse from?
Ghana.
Oh, yeah, Ghana. All right, so look at all these fake I-64 company. Oh my God, the first 3 are all ads that aren't USCIS. That's some BS. Form I-864. Oh my gosh, that's just people trying to scam immigrants. All right, let's see here. Edition date. So the last edition of the I-864 that they have published is from March 10th, 2021. You filed it before then or after then?
I filed my case in August of 2020.
Right, but when did you file? When did you do the checklist and pay the NVC fees and send in the I-64?
That was July 19th, 2021.
And how did you get your I-64? Did you download it off USCIS's website?
I did. Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, this is one of those times, I hate to say it, where they're so dumb that you might not be able to get a live person to understand that this is their mistake.
Right.
I might encourage you just to file it all over. Like, go on today, download the latest form, and then
What is the latest form? Because
I believe you. I believe you. I would just resubmit it, is what I'm saying.
The same one?
I wouldn't do the same. I mean, if you have it saved on your computer and it's the same version, go ahead. But I would resend it to them and just sort of act like you're making them happy.
Okay, because I did hire you guys.
Oh, so okay, good.
Yeah, Jay is my person that I talk to.
Okay, all right, cool. Well, I can talk to Jay and say, this is silliness.
Yeah, because I uploaded that document to you guys as well.
Okay, I'll check with him tomorrow.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yep. Have a good night.
You too.
Bye-bye. All right. So we don't have a lot of people in the waiting room. So if anyone wants to get on, go ahead and hop in there. Here's a funny comment. I canceled my Netflix subscription for this almost daily show. It has been daily every day in 2022, but we will be off tomorrow as I'm traveling. I filed for a CR1 visa, but hearing you speak to my peers makes the waiting way more bearable. Yeah, I think there's something to be said about that. I think a lot of people do like to watch this show for entertainment or information or education, but there's also definitely strength that comes from knowing that you're not in this alone. I've talked before about how it might be a good and cool idea to have a Zoom call for people that are just going through this. Maybe almost like a 12-step meeting where people talk about, the heartache and the headache and the frustration and the sadness. Maybe we should try that sometime. Just see if there'd be any interest. If that's something that'd be interested to you, leave me a comment down below and let me know what you think. Yeah, Housey says he watches for comedic relief. That sounds like Housey, because Housey's a card. He makes me laugh. All right, so before I forget, Nora's going to get mad at me because I forgot to mention it yesterday, that we are on TikTok. We're trying to grow the TikTok numbers. We're over 100 people on TikTok, so she's happy. She gets paid when we get to 1,000 subscribers, then she's going to get $100, $100 bill. So Nora's very intent on me boosting the TikTok numbers, and we're actually having fun making those. It's a lot more fun than I thought. And, let me know what you think too. Nora's 12 and she's in charge of our TikTok channel. And she tells me that I need to be focused more on fun and not just being a boring immigration lawyer. And so, TikTok is feeding me videos to watch. And a lot of the videos are of immigration lawyers talking about cases and stuff. And I just don't know if that's the best use of TikTok. Gary Vaynerchuk is someone that I really respect and follow when it comes to social media. And he always says that you need to sort of find the rhythm of the platform. So like with Twitter, it's a lot of text, it's a lot of links, it's a lot of sharing and a lot of dialogue, right? Facebook is sort of a cesspool right now of just ignorance and stupidity. But then Instagram is pictures. And TikTok, Nora always says, TikTok is just fun. So I don't know if I want to start going on TikTok and talking about, what it takes to get the conditions removed on your I-751. But I might be wrong, and maybe we'll test it out a little bit. I thought that we could use TikTok just for more fun stuff and sort of being silly, and also, just trying to maybe show a little bit of what I'm up to, like to be a little more personable than on the YouTube videos. So let me know in the comments what you think. I'd love to hear what you guys think about that. If you think TikTok, just have everyone vote. Just say, should TikTok be more fun or more immigration? More fun or more immigration? Now, we try to make it all fun either way, but I'd love to hear some votes or see some votes for the channel. Do we want more fun or more immigration? All right, Tuan's waiting for a little bit. He just got off the phone. So now we're ready to go. Hi, Tuan.
Oh, hi. I didn't realize I was waiting for to talk to you, Jim.
Oh no, you're fine. You're fine. I can just see the people in the waiting room. No worries. How are you?
I didn't want good. I didn't want to take up too much of your time. I just had a couple of questions. No staples in the I-751 form. Is that correct?
No staples?
Yeah, just paper clips and
no staples. No.
Okay,
no staples.
That's all I have. To return the time to someone else. I didn't realize I was waiting to talk to you.
Oh, you're fine, bud. No, you don't have to apologize. Yeah. Good luck with your 751. Everything's cool with the marriage. Everything's good to go. You got good evidence.
Yes. I'm the U.S. citizen.
You're the U.S. citizen.
I'm doing this form for my wife, and we
awesome.
We have a kid and another kid coming up, so I don't anticipate issues. It should be slam dunk.
Awesome, brother. Good luck.
Okay, thank you.
Bye, Tuan. See you, buddy. All right, that was Tuan. All right, so it's fun. Okay, Elizabeth says 50-50 fun and immigration. That's funny. I'm glad that's what you said, Elizabeth, and that's probably the right answer. But that doesn't give me a vote one way or the other. All right, T says much more of immigration. I don't know. I wanted you all to say fun. I'll do immigration. We can do immigration, but I mean, Jesus, I've shot 1,000 videos answering every conceivable immigration question that I can think of. I mean, frankly, that's one of the reasons why I'm enjoying this show, is that I sort of got out of ideas of what to make my standalone videos. You know, I have one tomorrow that's going to drop. I'm pretty excited about it. I talk about 5 big mistakes that people make with immigration. And I even did a bonus, and I actually wrote up a script and everything. I didn't read the script or anything, but you'll see that it has more cuts. And my son Ismail, who edits the videos, is going to try to make it a little bit more interesting. So I'm excited about that, but I love doing the live ones because then I don't have to come up with the questions. So that's really nice. If you're in the waiting room and you want to come on camera or come on screen, you got to be on camera down in the waiting room. Otherwise, I won't pull you up because it doesn't look like it's going to work. Oh, Nor's, I can hear Nor yelling next door. She likes these comments. 100% fun. Sheldon, our boy Sheldon, says TikTok should be fun. Yeah, I don't know, senior designer, about answering questions in TikTok. I mean, I guess, but who the hell needs another immigration lawyer talking about immigration shit on TikTok? I don't know. I don't know. Like, we've been thinking of some silly stuff to do, and you know, I don't know. Maybe we can make immigration fun or something. I don't know. We're getting some good votes. I appreciate all that. Team has a question. Can I travel with my stamp when my 10-year green card is still pending and I apply for N400 since last year? Travel with stamp. Yeah, I guess that the 751 extension letter has expired and you got the stamp in your passport. You can travel with that. Yeah, for sure. That's good for getting back into the United States. Make sure your passport isn't about to expire. I think Nor is paying Eleanor to say give her $50 when I have 500 subscribers. That's not the deal. She wanted $10 for 100 subscribers. The deal is for every 1,000 subscribers, she gets $100. That's it. She was complaining that this is too much work. I don't know. It's not that much work. We just have fun making our little videos. Alex is on me again to try to get an immigration officer onto the show. I think the best we could ever do is to try to find a retired immigration officer. I don't think there's any way in hell that any immigration officer is going to come on this show and answer questions, or at least not give us like the party line. You know, USCIS and the State Department both have these liaison meetings with attorneys, immigration attorneys, and they sort of give the party line and they let you know what's going on cases. It's boring as hell. It's just not even any fun. So I think that if we could ever find one who retired and they'd be willing to do it, I don't know. It'd be fun if they would. AJ's wondering about suing. Should I sue after 18 months of waiting on the I-751 or wait until 24 months? I would sue. I'd sue on that. Sure, that's crazy. I would probably want to inquire a little bit, AJ, into the strength of the marriage if it's a 751 solo. Without the spouse, I might not do it. If the marriage is shaky, I might not do it. But if things are strong and you're tired of waiting, I sue them. They'll get working on it. They'll probably just approve it without an interview. Romeo's here. Hi, Romeo.
Hello, Jim.
How are you?
I've been fine. How are you, sir? I've been
Awesome.
watching your videos for some time.
Thank
They're
you.
very informative. Thanks for that service. I would just like to know how can I move? Is it possible to move from a B1, B2 to an EB3? And how
From B1, B2 to what?
to EB3, employment-based visa?
Yeah, no, that's not going to work.
Okay.
No, you'd have to, you can apply for the EB3. You'd have to get it approved. I mean, you're talking, an EB3 green card is going to take 1.5 years, 2 years to get approved, and you'd be out of status on the B1, B2. So you'd have to leave while it processes, and then you'd have to consular process.
Okay. Thank you, Jim.
You're welcome, Romeo. All right. Well, it looks like we're out of questions. We don't have anyone else in the waiting room. I'll give it another minute or two. Bharat has been bothering everybody, texting. You guys don't have to put the same message over and over and over. My girlfriend is from the U.S. I am from India. Which visa should I apply? We have a 10-year age difference as well. Plus, she was married earlier. Right now, separated. She's looking for divorcing her husband. Well, of course, you can't do anything immigration-wise until she's actually divorced. So that's point number one. Point number two is I'm pissed about fiance visas right now. I used to tell people, fiancés are a little bit faster. So Bharat's still fighting with people in the comments, but I'm trying to answer the question. You'd have to do a marriage case with a 10-year age gap and all the games that they're playing in India. I think an I-130 is going to be a whole lot more solid than an I-129F. I'm tired of fiance cases. I'll do them if they're straightforward, and I'll do them if people that's what they want to do. But I think with a big age gap like that, you need to be thinking about a marriage-based application as opposed to a fiance. Howsy says, will there be a show on Friday? If so, what time? Trying to line it up to get back on. So here's the deal. I'm going someplace tomorrow that's 4 hours behind St. Louis time. So I know on Tuesday and Thursday, Daniel are going to do it at a regular noon time. I might just do noon every day, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. But I want to see how it goes. I want to see how it feels. So I don't know yet about Friday. There will be a show on Friday. I just don't know what time. So it could be noon my time. It could be a little bit later in the day. It just depends on what we got going on. SV is asking for the link. I'll give it one more time, see if anybody has any other questions. Bertha has a question. I filed the I-130 and the 45 together. I received an evidence request for both forms. Do I need to send in 2 copies of evidence, or will one be sufficient? Take both RFEs, reference all the evidence that you're submitting. You only need to send in 1 set. You don't need to send in 2 sets. That is a good question. Eleanor wants to know how to become an immigration officer. Well, I think first of all, you have to go to school to figure out how to be dumber. No, I'm teasing. How to become an immigration officer. There's a federal job website, and you can apply. I think that they like to have lawyers. I think they also like to have people that have an investigative background. But I don't know if there's a sure and fast way to do it. But basically, you have to go through this big background check with the federal government and go from there. So I think it's jobs.gov or go. If you do federal government jobs and then look for immigration officer, that'll get you going. Tracy's here. She has a question. Hi, Tracy.
Hi, can you hear me?
Can.
How you doing?
Great. How are you doing?
I'm good. I heard you needed people. Okay, so I quickly got on. Okay, so
I appreciate it.
Okay, so as of October 27th, 2021, they said they're reviewing my husband's my petition for the 130.
They being
And
USCIS, you mean?
yeah, USCIS is reviewing our case.
When did you file it?
May, at the end of May 2021. And then they finally changed the status. They put it in a different pile, basically.
Exactly.
And
That's exactly.
October 27th, they said they're now reviewing our case.
Okay.
Is that normal? I mean,
Sure.
it's February now, and I haven't heard anything, any kind of
Yeah, I mean,
update.
I'm telling people right now, I mean, incredibly, we used to get I-130s approved in 90 days, if you can believe that.
What'd you say?
We used to get, in the old days, they would approve an I-130 in 90 days.
Oh yeah, I believe that. I have a
But
friend who.
now regularly I'm telling people a year. So you're fine. You're right on track.
After they change it to reviewing your status, it might be a year.
No. I'm just saying that usually it takes about a year with USCIS from start to finish. So if you're at like 7 months now, 8 months now, then you're right on track, because if they're reviewing it, they'll probably decide it in the next month or two, and then you'll be right at that 1 year mark. And then after that, you're going to the National Visa Center.
Okay, and since I didn't, it's been a few months and I haven't heard from them since they said they're reviewing it. I put in what do you call that request?
Expedite request.
No,
Service
just
service request.
yes, yeah, but it hadn't been 15 days yet.
Yeah, they're not going to tell you anything.
I might not even hear from them. Do you think?
Nope.
At this point, because of what's going on.
No, just because you're not that far into it, and even if you hear anything from them, it'll just be a bunch of junk. Just
Okay.
a bunch of justifications and obfuscations and delays and all that stuff. So just sit tight. You're doing fine.
So, do you have an estimate, in your opinion, when I might hear from them?
Yeah, like I said, I think you'll get a hopefully an approval notice sometime in April or May.
So maybe within a year of when I did submitted my initial petition.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
What embassy will your case go to?
Dakar.
For Bangladesh?
Senegal.
Oh, Senegal. Okay, great. Great. All right, well, good luck, Tracy. I think you're doing fine.
Okay, thanks.
See ya.
Appreciate it.
You got it. All right, let's talk to JD. Hi, JD.
Hey, how you doing? Can you hear me?
I hear you just fine. How you doing?
Hey, pretty good, pretty good. Hey, I have a couple of questions. The first one is for my dad. My dad is a F41 category, brother of a U.S. citizen. As of June 2021, he was documentally qualified, and his priority day is June 2007. So my question is, when can he expect to hear back from the embassy?
What country?
Dominican Republic.
And is that visa number current?
No, yeah, the final action there, I believe, is March 22nd, 2007. So it's like 2 months behind.
Yeah, I think you probably, sometime I would say he'd probably have his visa in about 6 months.
Okay, that'll work. The second one is my case. I came here on a F1 visa, went through OPT, then got my H1B. Now currently I'm on a pending I-485. My I-140 got approved. We filed premium, and I received an RFE on July 30th for medical. As reply, they received it as August 2027, but I haven't heard back from them. And this is the Texas Service Center. And my question on that one, when can I expect to hear back from them?
That sucks. Usually when they get that close and they tell you they want the medical, they're pretty much done. And that usually means there's not going to be an interview. I wonder why there's been this delay since.
I'm not sure, but I've seen a bunch of people that filed on October 2020, and they're still in the same boat. I'm not sure.
That could be. There is that. You're right. There is that. I always call it that valley where all these cases just sort of got stuck, so that you're probably just waiting.
Gotcha.
Probably not too much longer.
Okay.
When did you file the I-140?
October 1st, 2020.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully you'll hear something by October 1st this year. If you don't, let's sue them.
Okay. I appreciate it. And the last thing, does my dad case will affect my case in any form or fashion? All right, that's all I got. Thank you for answering my call. Appreciate it.
Let me just say, good job. I mean, you're the American dream as far as I'm concerned. You came on an F1, you worked hard, you did OPT, you worked hard, you did such a good job that they were willing to sponsor you for an H1B, and now you got someone sponsoring for an I-140. I mean, you did everything right. So congratulations to you.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Good luck, buddy. Keep us posted, okay? Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yep. All right. Last caller of the day, SV. SV, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Can you hear me?
I can. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Actually, my question is for a friend, but we usually watch the show. I went through a marriage situation, and she's kind of going through the same thing. So I kind of help her out as much as I can based on my
Sure.
experience. So um, she's actually has a little bit of a issue. So she got married about 10 years ago, and she this was to like through this case, she did submit an I-130, 485, the whole nine.
Hold on. Where's she from?
Dominican Republic.
And she came to the United States on what kind
She
of?
She was already on a B2 visa when she was here.
She marries somebody. They file an I-130 and a 45. What happened to that case?
Well, so with that case, they separated about 3 years later, which was still, within her, 2 years.
While it was pending, or she got the 2-year green card, or what?
She didn't get to remove the conditions on it.
So just to be clear, she gets married, she gets an I-130, she gets a 45, and she gets a 2-year green card. Then what happened? Okay, gotcha.
And then she goes to her removal of condition appointment, and she said, "We're separated. I'm trying to find an attorney to complete a divorce."
Yeah.
So they said, "Okay, that's fine. We're gonna give you some time for that." So in the meantime, she gets a lawyer. It was hard for her to get a hold of her husband to sign the documents on time. So it took her like a year to complete a divorce. But that happened, no issues. So she submitted a waiver. And then in between the waiver and the divorce, a court date comes up. So she has a hearing.
A deportation hearing.
Yes, because of the time it took, in between. So that's not the best part. So the best part is that after I'm sorry, lost my train of thought for a second.
Sorry.
But basically, she never gets that letter to go to court.
Okay.
Removed in absentia because she doesn't go to the appointment. So she quickly she actually found out through USCIS because she wanted to go to Canada for the weekend to like Niagara Falls, and she wanted a stamp in her passport because she knows doesn't have anything. So she calls to get a stamp, and then it's USCIS that says, "Well, your case is closed because you didn't show up to this, so you don't have a case with us. We didn't get to go through this." Basically,
in their mind, she abandoned the 751, and they referred her to the immigration court.
Exactly.
Got it.
To an attorney, and basically the attorney said, "We're gonna try to reopen this based on the fact that you never show up to court."
Good.
Only a couple of months before that, she had gotten her fingerprints, so it's not like she was trying not to show up or.
Yeah.
So basically, the situation that she's in now, her lawyer submitted a motion to terminate and motion to reopen, and they denied her motion to terminate, but they did approve her motion to reopen for September of this year. She has another court date.
Which court,
Boston.
Okay.
I missed this part here, but only about a year ago, 2020, she married her boyfriend that she's been dating for 8 years. Mm-hmm. Who's a U.S. citizen, and they submitted that also, the I-130.
Just the I-130.
Yes.
Yep.
So basically, she has that court date, and I just want to know, to refer to her, what's the difference, with them not closing the court case but reopening it? Like, what can she expect?
So has the I-130 for her current marriage been approved or no?
Not yet, because it was. I think she put it with USCIS like November of 2020. So it's still like
2020 or 2021.
2020.
Okay. And is the court date that she has in September, is that a master calendar or an individual? Yes. Master? Okay. Mm-hmm. And so, okay. When they applied to terminate the proceedings, did the government oppose them, or did the judge just say no, or what? Do you know? You might not know.
Well, what she knows from the lawyer, they didn't say if there was like an opposition specifically. They just said they just approved the reopening of the case.
That's good though. I mean, there's value in that. And then what about when they asked for the motion, when they filed the motion to terminate and to reopen, did they cite the fact that she had a pending I-130, or did they just go on the fact that she hadn't received notice of the?
No, They went off of, she's married to a U.S. citizen. They
They
have
put that in there.
Yes.
That's interesting because, and how long ago did the motion to terminate get denied?
I will say it was recently. She hadn't heard anything from her lawyer, and then she reached out, and the lawyer was like, "Oh, this happened and this happened." Like they called the court because they hadn't received like the actual paperwork yet.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so what I mean, the court date in September is probably going to get bounced again anyway. So I don't think she has that much to worry about. The other thing is, I would take another stab at termination. Once the I-130 is approved, I would file it again.
Okay.
And ask for it to be terminated. Now, here's the kicker. There's some case law out there, and some USCIS officers believe that if you come to the United States and get a conditional green card and file for a 751, and that 751 is never approved, that you can't get a green card based on marriage to person number 2. They're wrong on that, but they don't know that they're wrong, right? So that's going to take some maneuvering. And one question I would have for the immigration lawyer is, do we have any value? Is there any value? I mean, I would probably file another 751, which we call it a 751 solo or waiver. I might file another one with USCIS. I've had judges let me sort of pause the proceedings. But I think, so there's different routes you could take. One is you could file another 751 with USCIS. There's another one that you could ask the judge to rule on the 751 that's on file. But the problem is you're not going to get a court date for a really long time. And so what we have to ask ourselves is, can we get USCIS to approve this new I-130 and 45, once, if court's done? So it's just, it seems like she's doing all the right things, but at some point she's going to have to make a decision as to what she wants to do with the old 751. If she want to try to revive it, have the judge rule on it, go back to USCIS.
I mean, all I can say is I know she has contact with like all his family members, and she doesn't really have contact with him, but she's very close with his mom and father and siblings, and
they'll all support that it was a real marriage and all that.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like, since it's been so long, maybe it might be harder for her to get all this documentation as opposed to the person that she's with right now that, she has current things going. So
yeah, it's just going to be a battle to convince USCIS they can approve this new I-130 with the 751 still out there, that even though they're wrong. My wife Amani's had like 3 of these cases, and she even got someone their citizenship after convincing USCIS that they're wrong. But literally, it's like, you got to convince them. Got it.
So you think that it's basically better to try simultaneously to see what can happen with the other 751 that's still in limbo, basically.
Or file a new one. Yep.
Or file a new one.
Yep.
All right. And then whatever happens with her current marriage.
Yeah. Hopefully that just keeps going strong.
Okay, perfect.
All right, SV.
Thank you so much.
Have a great night.
Thank you. You too. Thanks for answering.
Yeah. You got it. Yep. Bye. All right, that'll do it for today's show. We'll be off tomorrow, and we'll be back on at noon Central Time Tuesday. See you then. And remember, check us out on TikTok at Immigration Hacking. Peace out.